band has been going all night. They got a fourth quarter to go here at Foran High School. Getting set for the fourth quarter. The Lions of Foran on top, 27-20. And they've got the football at their own 37. Matt Aspinwall will keep it. And get across the 40. Ball loose. Actually, he gets across the 45.
Once again, that design play there, Mark. They've had a lot of success with that tonight.
They're starting to chew up the yardage on the ground. You know, they came out, Jeff Bavino came out and was throwing it all over the place. Well, actually throwing it to this Chris Silvestri in the same spot.
Well, like you said earlier, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And they kept going to it and kept getting positive yardage.
Well, finally, after that first drive, we haven't seen it again because it's been taken away by Tom Unger and the Guilford defense. Scott Benoit, I should say, running the defense. We'll talk a little bit about him in a second. Of course, the ball on the ground as the pressure came from Jared Dillon with pressure on Aspinwall, poked it away, and Aspinwall fell on it. And John, I mentioned Scott Benoit, who's the defensive coordinator at Guilford High, and he's a former head coach at Hamden and I believe North Haven as well, and also last year was at the collegiate level.
Right. What a great resource for Tom Unger to tap into. You know, he doesn't have to have the responsibilities of the head coaching position, but certainly offers up plenty of years under his belt.
Aspinwall throwing deep, and it goes out of bounds. I don't think Rauchi had a shot at catching that one. That seemed to fly out of bounds. Yes, Scott Benoit was the secondary coach at UNH last year, and boy, are the Chargers ever back to their heyday, huh?
Nationally ranked number 7 in the country, Division II. One game to go. They win it. They win the Northeast 10 Conference, and great job by Pete Rosamondo. And they've resurrected that program, and they're right back where they were when they did away with the program, Mark. Unbelievable.
Fourth down and about 9. Aspinwall takes the high snap and the rugby-style kick.
It'll work.
And a little bit of a bounce. He goes inside the 20, out to the 18. And, you know, not only UNH having an outstanding year, if Southern wins this Saturday. But let's talk about next week. We're going to feature Norwich Free Academy against Wilbur Cross, and we're going to Staven under the lights.
Staven, the old stomping grounds there.
The hometown. John Pearson already has arranged the police escort through the stands.
That's right.
And the favorite son is coming home.
I'll be signing autographs before the game. There'll be no one in line.
1st and 10 now. Here comes Guilford, trailing it by 7. Oh, Nolt on the cutback. Picks up about 9.
Here's a kid, just a sophomore. He's in one of the toughest leagues in the state, maybe the toughest league of the state, and he is playing some good football. Like you said, we're going to be calling his name quite a bit as we do highlights moving forward in the next couple of years. Getting back to Southern, I want to talk about Southern Connecticut football too, Mark. I mean, I went to Southern Connecticut, so we can't just shortchange them right there.
If they win on Saturday against Merrimack, they're going to make the Division II playoffs, and it very well could be a rematch of Elm City bragging rights against UNH in the first round.
Which the Chargers got the best of in the first game. I'll tell you what, that Charger offense, though, is so hard to stop. They're averaging over 40 points a game per game, Mark. And, you know, with Oseki or Oshesky.
Ryan.
Yeah. And
his dad's name.
Yeah, right. And the receivers he has, and they have a running game, and they've got a good defense. I expect UNH to make a good little run in Division II playoffs.
Eric Jageibel with that carry. Sophomore. And again, we said we'd see a lot of sophomores, and we are. Flag coming out on this one as Nault keeps it, and Saganella will drag him down at about the 38-yard line. But let's see what the marker's about. It came out early from the far side.
At the snap, illegal shift, offense. 5-yard penalty.
So it'll move things back about 5 yards. Well, it will move them back 5 yards. 1st and 15 now for Guilford. And again, Foran with the lead now, 9:20. The clock starting to tick again. And he's gone back to the hoodie. And again, talked about Tom Unger as an expected father, his wife at home on bed rest watching this one. And here's Monty. They've run this play a bunch. They've had some success. They'll pick up about 3 or 4 yards on this one, but it'll be second down, and we'll call it a 5-yard gain and make it 2nd and 10.
You know, we talked about it earlier in the game, Mark. It looks like he wants to throw the ball when he first grabs it, even now, but he has an upright running style, which I think is what's throwing us off a little bit, because I thought there he was looking downfield, but that's just the way he runs. I think taking a basketball player and trying to turn him into a football player is a pretty good one. If this is his 3rd best sport, according to head coach Tom Unger.
I'll say. 2nd down and 10. We're under 8.5 to go. It's the fullback.
Lead blocker there, too.
And that's Zergeibel. Eric Zergeibel with a big run into foreign territory, and they got the first down. They went from 1st and 15, John, and now they've got it 1st and 10 at the 4 and 45.
Yeah, they need to respond right now. Foran with 14 unanswered second half points. So, you know, this is similar to their drive prior to this, Mark, where they went down there and came up empty-handed. So they're going to need to cash in right here.
Now we're under 8 minutes. Ball at the 45 of Ford.
Got him.
He's got Hoey. Hoey at the 18. He'll be dragged down at about the 5-yard line. Sammy Olsen saved the touchdown, but Hoey got free again.
Mark, we've seen it a whole bunch tonight. Receivers getting wide open in the secondary of Foran, and that one could bite the Lions, or did bite the Lions right there. They've been bitten by that a couple times today, and it could have been a few times before. And here's another look at it. Hoey lined up on the right side, and there he goes. Right there, wide open, no one following him out there, and all he had to do was wait for it, squeeze it. It's easy as that.
Nault on the keeper. Oh, and he got popped. Saganella hit him straight on. And they both look a little woozy. Saganella grabbing his right shoulder.
Look at Nault. I mean, little woozy getting up, but he gets right up. He's got a lot of fight in him. See
Saganella holding that right side a little bit. And he's at 5'8", 225. Nault 5'8", 165. You're talking a huge difference. And a timeout, an official's timeout. And Saganella has to come out. He can't move that right arm. Coming into the game, we'll tell you who replaced him. Dan Rivera, 5'7" sophomore.
The 3rd injury for Foran. You know, enough's enough for these guys. They've been bitten by it all year long.
And 2nd down and goal. And the Lion defense roars up. Yerxa leading the way there. Zergeibel getting it down to about the 2.5. And now another substitution. You see Taylor Biagioni, 6'4", 240, beefing up the middle of that Foran defense. Usually plays on the O-line.
He's been the guy they've been running over on the right side all game.
Hoey, touchdown. Guilford has come back and a point away from yet another tie. Boy, you like the way he sliced in.
It really did. Well, you need a score, Mark. You're in close like that. You got to go to your guy who's been there before and been there plenty of times. That's his 3rd touchdown of the game. 1 receiving, 2 rushing. His 14th TD of the year.
So Hoey takes it in. Here's the important extra point attempt. The kick is away, and it's good. Nault drills it. And we are tied at 27. Tom Unger coming out to congratulate his Indians. We're going to find Brittany Decker.
This has been such such a great game. It's so close. I'm here in the action, in the stands to energize the crowd here with the school band. Are you having a lot of fun today?
Yeah.
And what's your goal? What do you like to do in the crowd?
We like to pump up the crowd as much as possible by playing songs with high energy and dancing around as much as we can.
All right, well, let's try it out. Let's hear something. Something good. We got to dance, too. All right, you like my hat? All right, guys.
I like this one.
Sing, Brittany.
Another one bites the dust.
There you go.
All right, thanks, guys.
And another one going, and another one going.
She's spinning it. Thank you, Brittany Decker and the Foran marching band. All right, 27-27, and we got half the fourth quarter to go. 6:06 remaining. Joey Nault kicking it off. On the run at the 24. The return out to the 25, 26. We're going to take a break. We're tied at 27. We got 6 minutes to go in regulation. Back in a moment.
Do you need help with your well water? Rhodes Pump provides reliable and professional well system and sewage pump services. Quality work for old-fashioned prices and value. Call Rhodes Pump Service 800-543-3578.
You're watching the high school football game of the week on MyTV9. Today's broadcast is brought to you by North Haven Auto Body, Center for Orthopedics, and Power Home Remodeling Group.
Sudden painful injuries to muscles, bones, or joints call for immediate and specialized medical care. Immediate because certain injuries recover faster when diagnosed and treated sooner. Specialized because only a skilled orthopedist has the experience and training needed to properly diagnose and treat most muscle, bone, and joint injuries. Welcome to the Immediate Orthopedic Care Center, now open in Orange. Staffed on site with experienced orthopedists. No referrals are needed, no appointment required. Immediate Orthopedic Care Center. More than immediate care, immediate caring.
TMZ has Hallie and Justin Bieber too. This guy is handsome and this guy has a good personality.
Oh, you're handsome too.
It's a celebrity news melting pot.
Weeknights at 10:35 on MyTV9.
Coverage of the high school football game of the week on MyTV9 is proudly supported by Rhodes Pump Service. Call for all your well water needs. For more information and a schedule of games, go to WTNH.com.
The high school football game of the week is back. Catch all the action as your favorite local teams battle it out every Saturday at 7 on MyTV9. For a full list of games, go to WTNH.com right now. Brought to you by North Haven Auto Body, your best decision after a collision. The Center for Orthopedics, excellence in orthopedic care. And Power Home Remodeling Group. Imagine the possibilities.
All right, quickly up to the line. Matt Aspinwall takes that snap out of the gun. Rolling left, firing, and it's a little over the head of Terrio. Well, they like to get Aspinwall. He's such a good athlete. Big-time baseball player, too. Probably going to play that in college. But a very good athlete, John, and is very accurate even on the rollout.
Yeah, we've seen it all night long, Mark, where he's used his speed to buy him a little bit of extra time, and he's been on the money most of the time when he's had a rollout and buy himself some extra time.
2nd and 10, the 26. Oh, they give it on the end around. Silvestri, yep, across the 35. Picked up about 5, maybe 6. 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3. Kind of manageable.
That'll be 3rd and about 3 now for the Lions.
They look to the sideline.
Interesting. Probably want to chew up as much clock as you can here right now, Mark, and before you get a score, because you don't want to put the ball back in Guilford's hand too quickly.
That's why this is a big 3rd and 3, your own territory, and Yerxa fighting off tackles, and look out! Here he goes, Dave Yerxa down the sideline, and it's a touchdown for Foran. They're back on top. Dave Yerxa, 64 yards. He broke a couple tackles early, John, and then it was that foot race.
Yeah, he's made a lot of tackles on defense, broke a lot of tackles right there, Mark. And, you know, for Guilford, they had a couple guys in the backfield early on, too. Had a quick swipe at Yerxa, but once he got into that hole and got some space, he was gone.
Dave Yerxa with that 64-yard romp with the point after coming. Aspinwall's kick is good. 34-27. Foran on top. Still lots of time remaining. 5-11, hands on the hips. Tom Unger not sure how his defense got gashed like that. But again, John Pearson, I mean, we're having fun. We expected it to be tight, and there's a lot of time left.
No, absolutely, Mark. These teams, you know, you feel bad for them. Like I think I said earlier, you know, they week in and week out, they're playing some heavyweights in their own conference. And when you match up against a team like this, and you know, we looked at the records coming in: 1-6 for Foran, the injuries, of course, and 4-4 for Guilford. You're like, but this has been a great game, one of our best games of the year. And 5-11 to go, Mark. Foran yet to win a home game this year, so you sense the crowd getting more excited. It's closing in now, and let's see if this defense is now feeling the momentum and come up with a big stop here on Guilford, because Guilford has shown that they can run it, they can throw it, they can get down the field in a hurry too.
Well, the team's Foran has scored the last, I think, 3 times it's had the football, and Guilford scored the last time it had the football. So points have certainly come in bunches throughout this game, and 5:11 to go. Sammy Olsen about to tee it up, and he's not one to kick it deep. And certainly Guilford has, you know, benefited from pretty good field position to start a lot of its drives. And this one fielded at the 25. That's Monty, Ben Monty, and he's got it across the 40. 45, 46-yard line. There you go.
Yep.
You've been there all day.
Yeah, Guilford's been working with that short field for most of the game.
You know, it puts your defense in a bind. The last drive was a pretty good one for Guilford, and 5:03 left. And again, I said it going into the last break. I use that word that producers hate to hear, regulation.
I'm hoping for an end in regulation as well. I'll tell you what, though, Mark, Foran has to watch out here in the secondary. You know, Hoey last time out was behind them. They gave up the big play there, and one thing Jeff Vivino didn't want to see his team do in the second half was give up the big play.
They're running the option to Monty. Flag on the play. Now another one comes from way back in the secondary. I don't think they're for the same thing.
No. Legal motion, a hold. One official's signaling. Maybe a block in the back on the other.
You might have a do-over. There's the hold and the...
And wow.
Wow. You're right, John. That's a costly 2 penalties right there for Guilford. And only one of them will count, but the fact that both of them went against the Indians.
Illegal shift, offense, decline. Holding, offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
A 10-yard markup.
Guilford was trying to hard to the line before the officials marked off that 10 yards.
Tom Unger with a frustrated feel on that far sideline. Ball back at the 40 of Guilford. 1st and 20. But we've seen them come up in tough situations and convert. On the option, Hoey left side. That cutback move worked again. And he gets out to midfield, picked up about 10.
That's coming back too, I think, Mark. I think there's a hold in that pileup over there.
Flag it around the 42.
Or a block in the back.
Now that cutback move, regardless of the penalty.
Yeah. Oh, it's going the other way? What do I know?
Face mask penalty, defense. That's a 5-yard penalty at the end of the run, making it first down.
I'm watching a different game.
Wow. So, as I said, it's a first down. They picked up.
So now it's 1st and...
Well, it should be, well, it stays first down because it should be an automatic first down and they should move the sticks, or it should be second down. I don't think it should be first and a yard.
No.
It should be second and a yard or first and 10.
Need to bring our rule book next week.
On the option. Nault's got whatever he needs to move the sticks and inside the 40.
Such a tough offense to defend, Mark, too. And Nault's done a great job of the fake and selling it with his body language as well. He looked like he was going to pitch that ball right there, and at the last second he tucks it back in and cuts it inside.
Now it's first and 10 at the 39, and we'll take a look at that clock, which is ticking away, approaching 4 minutes. Here comes Guilford trying for that tying touchdown. They give it to the fullback. That's Knapp, I believe, or Zurigeibel. Yep, Zurigeibel.
He brings the ball to the 34-yard line.
Picked up 5.
He's second and 5.
What, they had like 6 running backs touch the ball tonight, Mark, at least? I mean, obviously you got to have that in this kind of offense, but there's no shortage.
I think you're right. 5. 5 running back. Well, 6 if you count the quarterback. 6 different rushers. 5-yard pickup, second and 5 now. Pitch to Hoey. Got a block from the receiver. Ball squirted free and forward, so he'll pick up an extra yard or two to about the 27, and they got the first down. Yeah. Well, they like to get him in motion and pitch it to him. And you credit, we're going to credit Carson Sperry there with a block on the outside. Another sophomore receiver block on that side, John, really helped get Hoey a little bit of a lane.
A lot of sophomores. Another sophomore in the game here, Casey Horn. I talked about him earlier in the game. He comes from good running back stock, too. His dad was a terrific running back at East Haven High School, set a bunch of records, and I expect him to be a big contributor as years move forward.
He was in motion. Nault keeps it. And down the sideline, is he inbounds?
Yes, he is.
Touchdown, no signal yet. There it is.
Officials on the 7-second delay tonight.
How about Joey Nault? Kept his balance, his footing, took it down the sideline, and again, we're a point away from another tie.
And plenty of time on the clock, Mark.
Joey Nault.
It's taken Guilford about 2 minutes to score that touchdown.
Out of the hole to David Knapp. Snap is good. Hold is good.
Kick is good.
Oh, and a flag. Let's see. Let's see. Would you dare take the point off and go for 2 if you moved it in a yard closer, John?
You know,
if it's against the defense,
what do you have to lose, Mark? You're 4-4. You're not going to the playoffs. Show some confidence in your guys.
Well,
the try was good. We have a personal foul running into the snapper. That penalty is a 15-yard penalty. It's going to be administered at the kickoff.
Well, that'll make it a lot easier for Guilford's Nault to kick off and see if they can pin him back. Let's look at the touchdown run, John.
Yeah, confusion up front, and good job of selling this. And here he goes along the left side, and he squirts out of that mess. Keeps those feet going. He's so quick, Mark. Like I said, at the end of the first half, I got to see him up close, and you don't really appreciate the speed from this high up, but he can really move.
3:08 to go here at Vito DeVito Sports Complex on the campus of Foran High School, and we are tied at 34.
We're tied up again at 34.
A tremendous football game. What an entertaining show both these teams have put on.
They're going to be kicking from the goal line. I mean,
well, from the 45 of Foran. Now, would you dare squib it or onside it and try to get it back?
You know what, Mark? I think that's a great idea. You know, we catch him off guard a little bit.
It doesn't look like Foran is in a hands formation. I wonder what'll happen.
It doesn't look like Guilford has a lot of their best hands on that side either.
We're going to find out. You're going to go deep, and you can't run it out of the end zone in high school football. So I would have tried to play a little field position, try to drop it in.
Right.
So you see if you could get him inside the 20.
Pin him inside the 10, maybe?
Yeah. And that was caught, but not able to return it, Nick Weissauer. So out to the 20. Of course, tie ball game, 3:08 to go. Pretty good field goal kickers for both teams, as we've seen, although both have missed. One missed wide and one was blocked. So we'll see if a field goal might wind up winning this game. Aspinwall gives it to Weissauer. And the little sophomore picks up a couple of yards. 5'8", 150 pounds. Might be the quarterback of the future, although the freshman team's got a pretty good one. And he might be next year's quarterback. As we go under 2:40, clock ticking away. 2nd and 7. Low snap. Aspinwall will keep it. And he will get dragged down. Well, he'll pick up a couple of yards. He did drag a defender across the 25. As we approach 2 minutes and 20 seconds and the game is tied, it's an overtime in which both teams will get the football, I believe, at the 25-yard line, and you alternate one each. You'll have a coin toss. The visiting team will pick the coin toss. The winner gets a choice whether they want the football or to defend first. Each team gets the football, and they will play different sessions until somebody comes up a winner. And now a high tackle there on Silvestri by Mike Knapp. And now it's 4th down and about a long yard to go to the 30. Now Guilford might want to call a timeout, John, to try to save some clock.
Yeah, you got a minute 35 or so to go in this game, minute 30 to go in this game, and if they could stop them here and get good field position on the punt, they've shown that they can score on the pass and break the big run. So,
well, they haven't stopped the clock, and Milford is letting it run down. A last-minute Lion runs onto the field, and Aspinwall deep, and they didn't get it off. It's not what Jeff Pavino wanted, John. I'm sure he didn't want to give up go 5 yards farther back when he's already
dead ball foul. False start. Offense.
No, and these are the mistakes.
5-yard penalty. Repeat
going
the
into
down.
the half that they want to see eliminated. These are the things that could make the difference in a ball game this close.
They only had 10 men on the field, and somebody had to run on, and I think that slowed down the entire process. So now they drop them back 5 yards. Ball be snapped from the 22, and around the 15 is where Aspinwall figures to kick it away.
It's a good kick.
And it'll bounce inside or out of bounds at around the 40. And they got it inside the 40 at the 39, and not bad position, but 55 seconds is all that's left in regulation.
Yeah, 60 yards and 55 seconds.
Well, and you wonder.
They've got their timeouts left, though, Mark, too.
They don't have to get a touchdown. Nault's got a pretty good leg. So maybe you only need about 35 yards.
Once again, Foran's going to have to be on their toes in the secondary, Mark.
Yeah, we have seen, you're right, John, they have gotten burned. Their secondary has been behind receivers all night. What will Tom Unger call?
I'd make a secondary stop me.
Ball on the ground. Knoll had nothing to do but try and pick it up, and then the pressure came. Saganella, who's back in, getting in the backfield there, and so a bad snap cost them.
Timeout, Guilford.
And Guilford
That's
now
the first timeout.
Will take that timeout. 49 seconds to go. They didn't lose any yardage, but they lost it down. It's 2nd and 10. And Foran defense gathering around. Look at Craig Doliak, his 28th year official. Scott Kelly, linesman.
We've given them a little grief over the night, Mark, but you got to give them a lot of credit. They do a great job week in and week out. All the officials who get out here and give their time to officiate these ball games.
Yeah, and they do it for a nominal fee. They do it for the love of the game, the love of the high school level of football, the experience.
And I can see why they do it, Mark. You know, this has been a great year getting out here covering the high school football games, and great support at every community we've been to so far this year.
We're having a great game tonight. They fake the toss. Nault in trouble, and he's going to go down. He got a couple of yards, but the pressure came. That was Adam Holter. And also
timeout, Guilford High School.
David Sorensen.
That's their second timeout.
Second timeout charge to Guilford, and he got a couple of yards, but it's 3rd and about 7.
Yeah. Just takes one big play though, Mark, and Guilford has been able to do that here. But they look a little jittery in these first couple snaps of this series.
Jeff Bovino backing up into our camera position. 3rd down and 7. Nault on that straight drop. Here comes some pressure. He's on the run. Ooh, and he's going down. And now the big play, the sack. Taylor Biagianini.
Yeah, why doesn't Foran call a timeout right here?
Biagianini with the tackle. And now, finally, a timeout called. Jeff Bovino says he wanted it.
Timeout. Foran High School.
He wanted it sooner. Look at it again, John. The pressure came right away, and there was no ball fake.
No, and then they wanted to do what we talked about earlier, get down the field there, no ball fake, and then, you know, he just got eaten up right there.
I believe that's the first sack of the day, the night for the Lions. And it came at a big time. Now it's 4th down, and you probably want to try to set up some sort of block, maybe?
Yeah, you got to go for it, I would think. You know, I mean, potentially you can get the ball in pretty good field position here, Mark, but why not send them?
Let's see if you have Weissauer, or who will be back. It looks like I see Weissauer out there because he plays defensive back as well. And boy, Saganella is still holding that shoulder. He's come in and out a couple of times. They're going to send Sam Olson deep. And looks like 10 men will be up. Well, they're not going to crowd the line. Just a single man back. That's Sammy Olson. Nault gets it away. A low kick. Could be returned. Olson's got it at the 38. Had his own man to spin away from and maybe got to the 40. There's still 16 seconds to go. Maybe a bubble screen or something to try to break somebody.
Yeah, you know, open that field up a little bit. It's worked for him. Silvestri worked early in the game.
We are 16 seconds away from our first overtime of this 2011 high school football season, and we'll go over the ground rules for that. It's very similar if you've watched college football. Each team will get the possession of the football. Aspinwall. He'll fire right side.
Crowded down there. And intercepted?
Is it inbounds?
It is.
Taken away. And that's Adam.
And Matt Hoey.
Now let's see what the flag is. Matt Hoey with a great grab down the sideline.
Spiking the ball, a little celebration.
And another Lion down on the field.
Another Foran guy.
I believe that's Silvestri. Let's see. Let's see what the call is from Craig Doliak.
All right, we got to get the defense on the field.
There's a dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense receiving team. 15-yard penalty, half the distance to the goal, first down.
So they make the interception, but they lose 15 yards, does Guilford. And that will probably signal the end of of regulation. There's Silvestri. He probably wants to stay on the field, but he's going to have to come out since the trainer came.
His left arm.
Or not.
No, he's holding. It looks like he's holding his left arm down in a funny way. Listen, who knows? I'm not a doctor. Got the wind knocked out of him, maybe.
Well, he's come out, and you see now, he was being brave on the field. He ran off and didn't want to show, and now on the sideline, he crunched over in pain. And look, well, they're going to take a knee, and we are going to overtime. We are having some fun tonight. We don't want it to end. Here at Foran High School, 34-all, Guilford and Foran heading into overtime. And John, let's talk a little bit about the overtime.
The overtime is exciting, Mark. Like you mentioned, if you watch college football, it's almost like a shootout in hockey, Mark. Each team gets the ball, gets it down close to the goal line, and gets a shot to get in the end zone. It makes for some exciting game action, so hopefully makes for some exciting TV. But, you know, Foran, I mean, you know, looking for that first home win, so close to it right now. They got their leader, Aspinwall, back. Great effort from both teams tonight, individual efforts and collectively as teams.
And you see Chris Silvestri trying to stretch it out on the sidelines for Foran as the officials, Craig Doliak, doing the right thing, gathering his officials and making sure that everybody understands what's coming up next with the overtime, and they will have another coin toss, and they will have no more kickoffs, and there'll be no more punting, and there's no more game clock. There'll be a play clock kept on the field, but the game clock is done. The scoreboard clock doesn't matter anymore. You will get the football at the 25, and then you will have an opportunity, whichever team takes it first, they will play as if it's a regular game trying to get in the end zone. If they kick